On this training, we are going to review employee management. We will learn how to navigate properly for easy access, cover adding new employees, making changes to existing employees, and going over how to change or add deductions and direct deposit. To log into iSolved, you are going to go to balancepoint.myisolved.com. You're going to enter in your username along with the password that you have created. Once you are logged into iSolved, it is going to bring you to your company dashboard. Your company dashboard just houses your basic company information. One of the first things you're going to see on this screen is your company calendar. The calendar displays for you when payroll is due, the pay date, along with any off-cycle payrolls you run. You're going to see a listing of who your account reps are here at Balance Point, and you'll also see any quick links or announcements that we provide to your company. Towards the bottom of the screen, you're going to see an option that reads Next Scheduled Payroll. This is always going to give you a listing of when your next payroll is due, showing you the check date, the period begin, and the period end date. You also have the option towards the right of it to hit the View button. By hitting the View button, it is going to bring up a listing of all your scheduled payrolls set to run. Once you're done reviewing the listing of your payroll processing schedule, you can simply exit out of it, and it's going to bring you right back to your dashboard. The first area we are going to cover is employee management. Employee management is located on the left side of the screen. If we go to Employee Summary, that is where we are going to be able to see a listing of all of our employees. You can simply sort your listing of the employees by clicking on any of the headers at the top of the screen, or you can use any of the filters listed directly above that to do a further filter. For example, we can filter by department by simply selecting an organization category. I'm going to go with department, and by selecting in value a specific department. Once I make my selection and hit apply, it will modify the list to only show me the employees that fall within that filter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset my filter and hit apply, and that's going to bring me back to my list of all employees. Let's say we need to make a change to an existing employee. To do that, you're simply going to locate the employee on the list and click their name. What that's going to do is bring us to that individual employee's summary. You'll notice that there are multiple boxes listed on this screen showing the employee's basic information. Each one of these boxes directly corresponds with one of the options listed here on the left side of the screen. As an example, let's say we need to make a change to this employee's address. To make a change, you're simply going to locate the subheader you're looking for. In this case, it's address. And if I click that option, it's going to automatically direct me to the correct screen to make that change. You'll notice that we currently are on the General tab, as listed on the top of the screen. And if you look, that directly corresponds, as stated below, with one of the options listed on the left side. To make a change, you're simply going to select the field at which you want to alter and type in the information and hit save. You'll be notified that the save is complete, and from there you can opt to go back to that employee summary, or you can navigate to another employee. To navigate to another employee, you simply can use one of the arrows located at the top of the screen. You can hit the icon directly next to it, which if you hover over, reads View/Modify List. That's going to bring you back to your full listing of employees. Or, if we go back to that employee summary, you can also use the magnifying glass. Simply type in the last name of the employee you're looking for. Their name should pop up. You can select them, and it will then bring you to that employee's summary. Next, we are going to cover adding new employees. To add a new employee into the system, you have two options. You have New Hire Wizard or Quick Hire. Both options do exactly the same thing. They will add a new employee into the software. The only difference is how those options are displayed. For example, if we select New Hire Wizard, this is a page-by-page screen. What will happen is you'll have to enter in the required information, which is anything with a star next to it. Once you're done entering the required information in, you simply will hit the next button and it will progress you to the next page. You'll continue that process until eventually you get to the last page and it will prompt you to hit save on the blue bar at the top of the screen. You'll notice you cannot progress to the next page unless the required information is filled in. It will highlight in yellow, letting you know what still needs to be filled in before you can progress. The other option is Quick Hire. If we select Quick Hire, what this does is it puts everything on one page for you. So you'll fill everything in with a star next to it that's required, and then you simply will hit save at the top of the screen. Let's use this screen to go through the steps of adding a new employee. Legal company is automatically going to default. If you have more than one company with us, you can select it from the drop-down. You're going to leave the status as active if it applies, and then you're going to change the hire date to whatever that employee's first date of hire is. Employee number will numerically default to the next number. You can absolutely change that if it applies. And then you're going to select your employment category. We're going to go with full-time. If you are using a time clock with us, you are going to want to enter in the employee's time clock ID here. And include a new hire report will automatically be checked off for you. From there, you're going to enter in the individual employee's basic information that they should be providing to you. If the employee provides you with an email address, you're going to enter it in this field. If they have not provided you with an email address, you're going to have to uncheck this box. Keep in mind, you're going to want to get an email address from all your employees, as by having an email address within the software, it allows the employees to create their online account so they can view their pay stubs and their basic employee information. I'm just going to continue on and enter in some basic information for this employee. Pay group, we're going to put hourly EE. This is an hourly employee and the frequency is biweekly. I'm going to enter in the hourly rate, and you'll notice once I enter in the hourly rate, the system automatically calculates what that comes to per pay period and what that comes to annually based off of their normal hours and their frequency. Since it's an hourly employee, it's not going to pay them this per pay period salary amount, but it's just putting there as a reference. If the employee has an alternate pay rate, you can enter in here. And I'm just going to continue on. If a worker comp code applies, you can simply add it there. We're going to add in our work location. You'll notice resident location is automatically filled in. When you enter in the zip code for this employee, it automatically attaches a resident location. You'll never have to fill this in yourself. What this resident location and work location do is it automatically brings in the correct taxes this employee should be taxed for. If taxable school district applies, it will appear here. Same for reciprocity rule. We're going to fill in the tax information. Keep in mind, you may run into an instance where an employee states that they would like to file single zero, but withhold an additional $25 every paycheck. If that's the case, you can simply put that additional dollar amount directly in this field. You may also run into an instance where an employee states that they're single zero, but only want to withhold a flat $200 every paycheck to go towards either federal or state tax. If that is the case, you're simply going to hit the block button and then enter in the dollar amount they would like withheld. By entering the block option here, it stops that tax calculation from happening and will only take the dollar amount that is put in the additional field. Something else I cannot stress enough is this tax exemption box here. If your employee claims that they are exempt from certain taxes, please contact your rep at Balance Point and they will walk you through the appropriate steps to make that happen. Please do not make any selection from this box here, as it could significantly impact the employee's W-2 at the end of the year. Lastly, you can add direct deposit information directly on this new hire screen. If the employee provides you with a routing and account number, you can simply come in here, select that it's an active account, the type of account, the sequence, which you have two options. You have remaining net, and you have one. If the employee provides you with just one bank account and they want their entire check to go to that bank account, you're going to select remaining net, enter in the routing and account number, and hit save. If the employee provides you with multiple accounts, that's when you're going to use the sequence. Let's say they have a checking account that they want $500 of their check to go into, and the rest to go into another account. You simply would say, well, first, I want you to put $500 into a specific account, and then from there, I want you to put the remaining net into the other account. This way the system knows what sequence to follow. Since we're just adding a test employee here, I'm going to clear the direct deposit information out. And the last step, of course, is to save. Perfect. It lets you know that save is complete. And if we go back to employee summary, and we go back to our view modify list, that employee now appears on our employee listing. You will notice that on the employee summary screen, not all the information that you may need to make changes to is located here. An example of that would be deductions and direct deposit. That information is located to the left side of the screen underneath employee pay. From here, you have the ability to select things such as direct deposit, and you can come into an employee's profile and simply add new or make an edit to an existing direct deposit information. Now if we go back to employee summary, and we remember that we want to make a change to direct deposit, but can't remember that it's located here underneath employee pay, you do have the ability to search for items within iSolved. For example, if I select search the menu and I type in direct deposit, it will actually present me with options on where I can change that information. In this case, it's employee management, employee pay, direct deposit. By clicking that, it not only brings me back to the direct deposit screen, but it also highlights the field on the left side so I can make a note of where I am in the future. You'll also notice that on almost every screen you go to, in the top right-hand corner, there is an orange help button. If you select that orange help button, you're going to be presented with PDFs that are connected specifically to the screen you're on. Now, since we're on the direct deposit screen, you'll see that I have options for a direct deposit PDF or a duplicate direct deposit notification PDF. If I select this direct deposit PDF, it's going to bring up a user guide on how I can navigate that specific screen. So it will review what all of the buttons and fields do on that screen, and in a way, help walk you through the process of adding or editing direct deposit. An example of some other fields you may also have to make changes to or add additions to are things such as scheduled earnings and deductions. They are also located underneath employee pay. If we were to select deductions, it's going to bring you a listing of all deductions that are set up for your company. If it is an active deduction with an amount or percentage already connected to it, it's going to appear towards the top of the listing. Let's say we need to add an additional deduction. For example, we'll use dental. I'm simply going to select the dental deduction, put in a start date of when I would like to start coming out of the employee's check, and then simply enter in a dollar amount. Once I hit save, you'll notice it filters it to the top of the list, and that deduction is going to start coming out based on the date we entered in. If the deduction needs to stop coming out of the employee's check, or you know the end date ahead of time at which it should stop coming out, you can simply select the deduction and enter in a stop date here. Hit save. That deduction will stop coming out when that date falls within the specific pay period. iSolved also offers fields that make employee maintenance that much easier to view and maintain. For example, if we select the payroll accumulations option on the left side of the screen and search for an employee with pay history, it is going to bring up that employee's total payroll accumulations. Current, month to date, quarter to date, and year to date. It'll give you a basic general breakdown, and then you can go even further as to search deductions, earnings, memo calcs, and so on. As opposed to having to run a report, this is a quick reference for you to come to and pull numbers you may be looking for. Another feature the system offers is an employee changelog. If we select employee changelog, let's pull up Brian, who we were just recently working on. The employee changelog allows us to view changes made to a specific employee within a time frame. So if I search Brian's name, and I'm going to pick the table of deductions since we were just working on his deductions. I can select a from and to date to reference and simply hit filter. This is going to let me know that the employee deduction had a change made to it on a specific day at a specific time. It will let me know what deductions were changed, along with what users made this change. You also have the ability to hit View Report, and it will bring it up in a PDF format for you to view so you can reference back to this information. Once you're done viewing the report, you can simply save or print, or exit out if you're done. Another feature that's offered to you is Employee Notes. On this field, you have the ability to add notes to a specific employee's profile. You can add multiple notes at a time with different effective dates and use these to reference back to. An example of something you may put on an employee notes is that maybe they accrue at a different rate than any of the other employees. By putting this note here, you'll have a reference to always tie back to. When you are done working in iSolved, to log out, you simply locate your name at the blue bar on the left side of the screen and select the Log Out option. It will bring you back to your home screen, and at any point in time, you can log back in. That will complete our training on employee management. Any questions, please direct them to your designated customer service rep. Trainings, such as the one you just viewed, along with a multitude of other ones, can always be viewed in iSolved University. To access the university, you are going to go to the left-hand side of the screen where your name is listed, and if you select the drop-down, you have an option that reads University. If you select University, it is going to bring you to the iSolved University page. From here, you can select options such as Classroom and go to Courses. If you scroll through and view the courses, you'll see that there is a course for every topic within iSolved. You can simply select any of the topics that you're looking for, and it will bring you to a video that will play you through step-by-step tutorials of that specific topic. There'll be an option to read related articles and even the ability to take a test to review the information that you just watched. iSolved University is a great resource that we highly recommend you taking advantage of.